How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're in this 2025 Toyota Camry XSE hybrid, and this thing is a lot of fun. I just did the full review on it, so if you haven't looked at that, that's kind of where I go over more of the specs. But before we kind of get into today's video, I'm actually pulling in their lot right now. I gotta give a quick shout out to Sansone Toyota on Route 1 North in Avenel, New Jersey. If you've been subscribed to my channel for a long time, you know that I've done so many of their vehicles in the past. It's been a blast, like, working with them. They're all great people, but this is actually where this Camry is being sold at, pretty much. I just got it off the lot. It's pretty much brand new. When I first started the review, it only had 19 miles on the odometer, and as you could tell just from the interior, there's still like the kind of some of the stickers on the infotainment system. There's still the plastic on the mirrors, and so it's basically, it's just brand new. And this Camry has kind of taken me by surprise a little bit, because it's really fun to drive. Now, yes, it only makes a combined horsepower with its hybrid system, as well as the 2.5 liter engine that's in it. It only makes like 232 horsepower. However, it is all-wheel drive. It's very nimble, but it's not as nimble as you may think, because the curb weight is actually just over 3,600 pounds, which for something this size is a little bit more heavier, I would say, than you would expect. I would expect probably around like 32, maybe 3,300 pounds. So it's not that big of a difference, but you have to understand that, you know, anything that is hybrid, anything that is a full electric vehicle, you know, you get those batteries in there and the added weight that comes with them. But even right there, that's something I wasn't really able to kind of display during the review, but I kind of went to change lanes without my blinker on, and it kind of just pulled me back into the lane. That's one of the features of the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. This car is equipped with it. There's several other models in Toyota's lineup that has the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. It's basically just the newer, updated Toyota Safety Sense kind of features, and lane departure assist is one of them. Collision alert is another one. And even if having this car in drive, and I know I'm breaking the law a little bit right now, but taking my seatbelt off, let's see how long it takes to start dinging, because I moved it just from one side of the lot to the other side of the lot for the B-roll in the video, and after about like 30 seconds it started just like beeping like crazy. So I kind of want to show that for you guys. Yep, see, as soon as I start driving, it gives you like one warning beep, and then it just goes absolutely crazy. So even though that feature is a little bit annoying, and some may say outdated, because even my 2008 Mustang kind of dings after a little bit of driving it without your seatbelt on, it still works. Like, it's still a proven safety feature, mainly because it annoys the crap out of the driver and says, hey, idiot, you know, put your seatbelt on, pretty much. And it just kind of doesn't stop until you do that. And if you've seen any compilations on YouTube or car crash compilations of people not wearing their seatbelt, it's not good. You know, always wear your seatbelt, obviously, but that's just one of the many features that comes with the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0. Now, in the beginning of the review that I did on this Camry, I briefly talked about the paddle shifters, as well as being able to actually kind of change the gears from the stick. That's one thing that I really like, because if you've been subscribed to my channel, you know I have a very negative opinion about paddle shifters that are mounted on the steering wheel rather than the column, which is obviously what this new Camry does have. Even though I don't like the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, they are very nice design. It's hard to kind of describe it on camera, but if you basically feel them, they kind of have an extended paddle that comes out to the side on both sides, so they're very easy to kind of reach when your hands are at 3 and 9, I guess, on the steering wheel, and they're very easy to use. Now, yes, it is a CVT trans, and I know CVT transes have kind of developed a poor reputation in the past, especially in some of like the older Nissan Altimas. But this one seems somewhat quick. Now, as far as reliability is concerned, which I'm mainly talking about, this is a brand new car. So to be completely honest and transparent with you guys, I can't really have a opinion on reliability. Now, I do know when it comes to the engine and like the overall drivetrain without the CVT trans, it's a Toyota, and Toyotas have a very good reputation when it comes to reliability. So I don't really foresee there being any main issues with this new Toyota Camry. I did look through some forums and, you know, some Reddit posts about like some of these newer Camrys and how they've held up when it comes to reliability. And I haven't really seen anything incredibly alarming. So I don't think that this new 2025 model is necessarily going to bring up some issues that, you know, no one's really seen before with like the 2024 2023 models. But now moving into this 12.3 inch infotainment system. So right now I obviously have like the music screen open, but you can connect your phone through Bluetooth. And on this page, you kind of have your climate controls, your trip info, comfort, basically all like your standard things that you'd expect from your vehicle. And then obviously you have your settings page too, which you can kind of customize your personal info and things like that. But the infotainment system is wonderful. I love the design, how the kind of infotainment system flows into that AC vent on the passenger side in the front there. It looks very, very kind of modern and futuristic. And overall, when it comes to these newer vehicles, that is a design that I absolutely love with modern vehicles, is the giant kind of like iPad infotainment systems that you have. Because one thing that I really don't like about some of the cars of the early 2010s or maybe even 2000s is all the damn buttons everywhere. Now, yes, this one does have a decent amount of buttons. You kind of have your lane departure assist. I'm assuming you could turn that off. And then you have buttons here for this menu up there. What's interesting too is I just pressed it one time and it actually pulls up the EV driving ratio, which is at 74%. And also, instead of your kind of standard traditional tachometer, you have basically like a power meter, which is quite interesting for something that is hybrid. I've seen that with hybrids before, but on the bottom it has the charge, and I'm assuming that's the regenerative charging while braking, and especially braking hard. And then kind of in the middle you have the eco, and then once you're gonna basically slam on it, you have the kind of power mode as well. Now, speaking about power, this car does have a sport mode, a normal mode, and an eco mode. It also does have the EV mode kind of button. I don't know the main difference between the EV mode and the eco mode button. I'm assuming with the EV mode, it would mainly just rely on the hybrid engines. And yeah, I just pressed it. And if you heard, I don't know if the mic on the GoPro picked it up, but the internal combustion engine completely cut out. And I'm assuming it's gonna stay cut out until I eventually make my way onto the highway, kind of stomp on it a little bit, and then the internal combustion engine should kick back in. Also, while I'm sitting here waiting in traffic, I did kind of want to display, it does have the kind of wireless charging pad for your phone. I have an iPhone 7. I have a fairly kind of medium-sized case on it. It's not super thick, it's not super thin, but it still actually does work with it. It's a little bit finicky to get going, but yeah, as you can see now, it is charging. So that's another really, really cool feature. You have kind of your USB ports up there as well. I think the two on the right, I believe, are USB-C ports. They look a little bit smaller, but this car is very capable of everything you'd want in a modern daily driver. Now, yes, I'm not really driving right now. I'm kind of stuck at a light, but I kind of wanted to use this time to just show you guys the full interior. I know I have my camera and the dealer plate in the passenger seat and some of my other equipment and notes back there, but there's plenty of room in the back seats. Obviously, this Camry does fit 5, pretty standard what you would expect from a car. But yeah, it's very nice, very comfortable. This one is finished in the black leatherette, I believe. So it's like kind of a mix between leather, like kind of cheaper leather, and there's some cloth pieces somewhere, but overall it's pretty much like 95% leather. You can also get this in the cockpit red option, which I'm sure there's other POV driving videos of this new Camry out there on YouTube with the cockpit red option. That one looks amazing. This one on the outside is actually finished off in the supersonic red color, which with that kind of different grille design new to 2025 in the front, I think it looks amazing. Unfortunately, it's not the one with the black roof. I feel like that trim is the one that like looks the best out of all the different trims for this new year. But yeah, you can see it actually cut out of EV mode, and EV mode is unavailable right now because we're going like 35, 37 miles per hour. But let's kick it into sport mode and see what happens. You get a different screen up here, and you kind of get your full power. And it definitely gets up there like quite quickly. It's not breathtaking. I've driven some insanely fast cars on the channel before, so it's not going to really be that crazy. But with sport mode, the internal combustion engine seems to be on like 100% of the time. Like even just slowing down a little bit here and kind of braking, there's no one behind me. It seems as though the internal combustion engine is pretty much on the entire time while you're in sport mode. And now kind of going back into normal mode, you can't actually press the sport button twice to get it back. You have to press normal. But in normal, now it kind of settles down a little bit. The shift points are back down lower. And then eventually while I pull into the lot, I'm probably gonna put it back into eco mode just to show you guys how the internal combustion engine pretty much instantaneously, excuse me, cuts out. So yeah, now slowing down, pressing eco mode now. Now it's fully electric. It's pretty quiet in here. And just going over this bump, handles it very nicely. It's a rather floaty suspension, typical of what you would see from a modern daily driver. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. This is pretty much just gonna be it for me today, guys. Also, again, definitely be sure to check out Sandstone Toyota, especially if you're in the tri-state area. They're here in Avenel, New Jersey, Route 1 North. I'll leave their website linked down in the description below if you want to even check out this specific Camry that they have on their lot. And also, like always, definitely be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff really does help me out a ton as a smaller car channel here on YouTube. I really do appreciate it. But that is pretty much just going to be it for me today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.